Hey guys, it's Kevin Kreider. I thought today would be a great day to do a full day of eating on intermittent fasting and a vegan diet. What I decided to do with my intermittent fasting with the vegan diet, since I find it hard and difficult to get enough calories in the day because it's vegan and it's not calorically dense whatever I'm eating and high enough protein, it seems like, or at least I'm not used to that low protein amount, is that I'm going to apply it like a bulking strategy. For instance, in bulking, you do a fasting window of 14 hours and have a feeding window of 10 hours. So you can fit in more meals that way, 3 to 4 instead, because you can get enough calories in that way. As you all know, I am only experimenting with a vegan diet for the next 30 days, so this isn't really a permanent lifestyle for me, at least not yet. I'm going to try to make it work for me. It is around 7:45 a.m. I got up around 6 and I'm having my first cup of black coffee right now. And I'm ordering breakfast around 10. The reason why I'm ordering breakfast around 10 a.m. is because even though it's a 4-hour fasting window, and then I'm going to end my eating window around 8 p.m. tonight. But when I was doing a strict intermittent fasting window of having an 8-hour feeding window instead of a normal, when I had an 8-hour fasting feeding window, I was not getting enough calories by any means. I was getting like 1,600, maybe 1,800. And I need at least 2,500 to maintain my lean body mass, sometimes even 3,000. So I was losing a lot of weight really quickly, and energy and muscle probably in a short period of time. Sometimes the best thing to do when you're doing intermittent fasting on a vegan diet, or even a bulking if you're not doing vegan, is to not worry about the feeding window after you break your fast, but just make sure you fast first thing in the morning for 4 hours. That's a great way to do it, and I'm going to just show you how I do and what I eat along the way. Coconut pancakes, 2 orders of this whole grain toast with peanut butter, a little bit of extra sauce. And to supplement this, I also have these peanuts, which are awesome. They have about 6 grams of protein, and the shell actually kind of tastes a little sweet, which is awesome. So this is actually my first meal of the day. It's 10 a.m. I had my coffee, just waiting a little bit. If I were to estimate, let's just say I have 2 servings of this. This is 12, and then more peanuts. This is probably 1 tablespoon each. So that's 12, 18. Then the bread probably has another 6 grams to maybe 10. So you have a lot of extra nuts you have to have just to get enough protein in there. And that's what I find kind of hard for vegan. It's a little bit higher carb with very moderate protein that you're going to have to eat to be able to get enough of your daily calories in. And so this is the first meal. I'm going to have about 3 today. So I'm going to extend my feeding window a little bit larger than I normally do. This stuff is good. You still want to eat a healthy amount, and that's why it's recommended to only burn about like a 500 calorie to maybe a 700 calorie deficit every single day, around 20% less than you would normally have in a day. And so I was finding I was losing energy and I was losing strength in that short period of time very quickly, because I was only having about 1,600 or 1,700 calories. So now I have to extend the window a little bit. So I have to then eat 3 meals instead of 2 meals, and maybe a snack in between. Ooh. Just finished up breakfast. These things are awesome. They are so tasty. I think I had a little bit more than 2 servings. The thing about eating breakfast now, my first meal for intermittent fasting, is that I used to feel really full after my first meal. And I don't feel full, which is fine. But I also don't feel hungry. I used to feel really hungry all the time, starting off with vegan. I mean, being hungry is not abnormal now for me. The thing is, I don't feel overly full, but I feel satisfied. But between now and my second meal, I'll probably get hungry in about another hour or 2. And that's the thing. I just got tired of eating, so I just stopped. And that's the nice thing about it. So if you like eating, you get to eat a lot of low calorically dense foods. But the thing is, you really just get hungry, especially in the beginning. I just finished a meditation class and I decided to get something to eat before I do my vinyasa class as well. I have 3 pieces of fried tofu and a little bit of tempeh and some wild rice. This is about 40 grams of protein. So you have that, plus this morning, that's 24, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70 grams of protein that I have right here so far. Not doing so bad, and it's only about like 1:30. No, it's 2 o'clock, sorry, it's 2 o'clock. And so I'll probably have another meal right afterwards, just to get a little bit more protein in, and then have another one, and that'll be 4 in the day. But I was getting hungry, so that's why I kind of had to do something about it. And I'm eating at a local restaurant. It's nothing fancy at all. But all of this food right here was 7,000 rupee, which is less than, it's like a half a dollar. So 50 cents. You can't really beat this right now, especially being at a local. You can tell it doesn't taste as fresh, or at least the tofu doesn't, but you can get some sauces to fix that problem up. Right now, this meal, I'm just really eating for nutrients at the same time. Maybe later I'll eat for some really tasty Indonesian food again. But let's get the job done. I'm used to having about 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day. Got this instant hot coffee, Bali coffee that you can have. So all you do is put a little bit of this at the bottom. Obviously, the more you put in, the strong. And this is in between meals now, when I'm having hot coffee. So this is my 2nd cup. Might have a 3rd later. Put some hot water in there. Boom. And you have a choice of either mixing it up or just let it sip. I'm just gonna let it sip right now. I mixed it up before. Tastes just the same as putting it in like that. So I like to have this in between meals, especially since I've been hungry lately with the vegan diet. This kind of blunts the appetite. This actually does blunt the appetite a lot more. And I try to wait about 2 hours after that last meal. And because it's a vegan meal, the food should bypass your digestive system and out of the stomach and just faster, because that's what happens with carbs. Carbs just go through your body a lot quicker, and that's why they often say you get hungrier, and that's why with a higher protein diet you get less hungry and you get more full, because you are having protein, which takes a lot longer for your body to digest and get it out of your body, and it takes a little bit more energy to digest and break down the protein, whereas carbohydrates just go by really fast. And then if you blend the carbohydrates where you don't have to digest it even, it goes even fast, and put it in a water like a fruit smoothie, it goes through your body even quicker, because then the fruit smoothie, they strain the fiber out. What it does is it makes you feel fuller with the fiber. So when you don't have fiber in the fruit smoothie juices or the vegetable juices, you just feel hungrier. It's like a simple sugar. And because I'm feeling a little bit hungrier, I'm having coffees in between the meals. I'm not just having it first thing in the morning, whereas normally in the past, I would prefer to keep all the coffee in the morning for my intermittent fasting, because I just go until 12. But because I'm using a 10-hour window to eat, I'm trying to space it out like 2 hours and then coffee and then a meal, and then maybe 2 hours after this last meal, have a cup of coffee and then a meal, and then I'm done, because I don't want to have coffee around 4 p.m. So this might actually be it for me, just 2 cups today, because then I'll just stay up at night, and that's no good either. Hello, how are you doing? May I have some tempeh, please? I'm doing a video for my YouTube. Is that okay? Could I get no rice, spinach, please? For here, yeah. And then you just take whatever you want. Tempeh? More? More? One more? One more? Beans? More? And one more? One more? And I get some? That's not what I pointed to, but okay, thank you. One more? Great. Thank you. How much? 18. I am finishing up the night with coconut bread at this vegan cafe, and it's gluten-free. Today was pretty good actually. I hit my protein levels very well, which I'm very happy about. It just so happened that I had to stick to the same foods. It seems like beans, tempeh, and nuts. Those seem to be my main staples for protein. And I'm actually surprised my fat wasn't higher than 150 grams. I thought it was going to be much higher than that actually, for all the nuts and food that I've been eating that have protein but also lots of fat in it. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm treating myself to this. It's 9 p.m. I normally would have maybe stopped, but I'm going to practice what I preach, which is saying don't worry so much about the time that you end. Just make sure the first thing in the morning that you will fast for 4 hours. But probably won't go to bed until 10 p.m. tonight, maybe 11. It definitely tastes vegan. My calories are really the biggest thing that really matters to me the most, is hitting the protein, which I want to hit minimal 100 grams of protein per day, and I want to stay below 3,000 calories. 3 things that I learned today. People from Philly come to Bali. It's pretty cool. 2 is that there's universities in China. Even though they don't have Google, they don't have all these other things in there, they don't have YouTube or Facebook, but they allow American universities because of money. And money exchange, they will actually take more money from you if you don't exchange more than 100 USD. So remember that if you're traveling. If you only want to exchange like 30 bucks, they take more from you. If you want to exchange more money, they take less from you. 3 things I wish I would have done better. Kind of lost my temper a little bit when that happened, and I kept walking from money exchange to money exchange, and they were all saying the same thing, and finally I just said, you know what, this is the culture probably and what they do. I just said, okay, you win, Bali. 2 things I would have done better is put my mosquito net down earlier today. I'm gonna do it now at 9. It's recommended to do it around the evening time. Early evening when it's just about to go, the sun is about to come down. The next would be to stay off my Instagram more. I really didn't want to be on it that much today, but I was on it a little bit more than normal. And I wish I would have taken myself off of it so I can enjoy being in Bali more. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys soon.